Make sure you guys hear stuff. Hear that?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
yes.
All right, there's the other one to balance it out.
Oh, thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Part-Time Gamers, the gaming podcast for people with full-time lives. I'm your host Cyranex, and I am joined by my good friends Gristle and 9 of 12. Hey guys, we're back again.
Yes, we are.
Happy New Year.
Indeed, first show of the new year. Oh, this is going to be interesting. But we're starting off well so far. I actually got through the intro without flubbing it up again. So we're starting off good. Alright, so how you guys been doing? I know September's a little under the weather right now, but still being a trooper.
I'm recovering though. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. We were mentioning before the show that if it were me in the same situation, I probably would have said, screw it, I'm going back to sleep.
Sure.
But fortunately enough, it was, I guess, not me.
What
Unfortunately.
what ails you, September?
Well, I woke up Friday and basically couldn't move, and my husband eventually made me get out of bed. He's like, "It's a holiday. It's gonna be New Year's. There's gonna be getting nothing for you or getting you anywhere. You have to go." Because I just kept going back to sleep because it didn't hurt when I was sleeping.
Yeah.
So I got to the urgent care and I had the flu and an ear infection and sinus infection.
Yeesh.
Triple hitter.
Yeah. That does not
Like
sound fun at all.
The flu made everything hurt so much that I didn't even notice, like my ears or my sinuses. I didn't even notice. The doctor looked and went, "Ah!" I'm like, "Oh, really?"
That is probably the last thing you want to hear from a doctor. Ugh!
Right? That's just my ear. She's like, "Well, and then she looks at my nose. She's like, "Oh no, jeez." It's not even.
Yeah,
like,
we had that. We had that going through our place. Just the flu, not the other infections. Over the break, so that was fun. Fortunately, mine didn't hit till the day after Christmas, but it stayed with me for like 3 days.
Yeah. Fortunately enough, I think I've avoided most sickness for now, so I'm sure I've jinxed myself now. But
there's something going around. A buddy of mine told me like 2 days ago that he got sick, and I hadn't seen him in like a month or two, and it's the same thing, same symptoms. So
awesome. I guess that's something I'll have to look forward to.
Yeah.
Anyways, jumping right into our water cooler talk. What was that? What?
Get your flu shot.
Oh,
yeah. I'm really bad about that. I traditionally do not do that, and I think I'm going to start doing that. I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
Yeah.
Flu shot time.
All right, but going into our water cooler talk, starting off with Zach. Well, what's been going on the last 2 weeks? How have your holidays been? What are you looking forward to? What have you been playing lately?
Holidays were good. Holidays were great. They were pretty much relaxing. We stayed in for Christmas. We went out for New Year's. Went visiting with my folks. Yeah, it was pretty low key. It was definitely the way that I like it. We didn't have to do anything crazy. Didn't have any insane parties to go to. And sometimes it's nice to get out, but especially because people had been getting sick and just getting over being sick, and I was still in it. We just didn't feel like going anywhere, so we just kind of stayed in. We did by about Wednesday, the Wednesday after Christmas, I started feeling better, and so we were able to go out. We helped my older brother move into his new house, so that was cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat, and it's a good place. And I've already been over there at least once since then for hanging out and playing games and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, it's good. Started work again this week after having been off since the 23rd. That sucks. Yeah. And gearing up for classes. Classes start next week, and it's going to be a rough schedule.
Fun times.
Yeah, I don't know how this is we might have to talk about time slots. I have a class that's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:40 till 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
I won't even get home until like 9. And
Eek.
unfortunately, right at 9, then I'm going to have to go like right to bed because I have to get up early so that I can be to work on time so that I can head out of work in the middle of the day on that day and go to a different class on that day.
Huh.
That's going to be 4 days during the week. So like, I don't know. We'll talk about it. I don't want to bore people with logistics here. We can talk about it afterwards.
We'll have to figure out another time slot then.
Yeah, but suffice to say, I'm busy. The busyness is coming.
Yeah.
And I have in the notes here, I almost forgot to mention, I started playing a little bit of that new Mario game for the like Mario Run or whatever it is. I don't know how long it's been out now. I have no idea.
I think it's only been out for like a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
I don't even think that long.
Yeah. I guess it's free. So I was like, what the heck? It seemed pretty simplistic. I hear that it's getting a lot of hate, and I'm not sure why, because it is exactly what you expect it to be. It's like a little Mario runner thing.
Yeah.
There's tapping mechanics and timing. It seemed very Mario-like, so I don't know why people don't like it. But then again, I haven't played like a whole heck of a lot of it, but it's there if you want to. Try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
Right.
That's what's going on.
All right. How about you, Ember? Other than the whole getting sick.
Yeah. Well, before I got sick, we had this really great anniversary party, and musicians came and played and hung out, and then they left and other people came, and Hannibal, the magician, came. That was pretty cool. We ended up playing Snake Oil in the wee hours of the night.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did go ahead and get it for myself for Christmas. And I was glad I did. I've been playing Pokemon Go through the special event, so we got a whole lot of incubators going because you get free incubators every day for a while.
Yeah.
And I've managed to hatch Togepi and Cleffa and Pichu, all the little cuties. And I got enough Pikachus with Santa hats to evolve one into a Raichu, which kept its Santa hat.
Really?
You are the only person I know that is still playing that game.
Well, I still play it.
Are you still playing it too?
Yeah, I open it up every day to do my catch of the day and stuff like that, but I don't play it like fully, I guess.
Right.
The one thing that probably hinders me the most with it is the fact that it doesn't have a pedometer feature to it. Yeah. Because if it did, I would be able to get all sorts of stuff because I'm walking I'm like doing like 10,000 steps for work, like a day.
Sure.
But since it just does the GPS and I'm always in one building, it doesn't really register anything. So
yeah.
If I was able to,
if that works now, though, with me, it works with my Apple Watch now. They updated Go, and it seems to track steps with the watch, but I haven't used them both with it open at the same time on the treadmill to test it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But if it does, that'll make me super happy.
Yeah.
Also, let me see, I got some cute new minis. So now, Wonder Woman isn't being in that big group of brutes like happened, before.
Yeah.
With Diablo and ETC. But I've got a Harley and a Mara now. So now I can do girls versus dudes in my little game fights.
Nice.
I'm a grown-up, really.
We all are.
All right.
Hey, I'm too sick to sit in the desk chair. I have to amuse myself somehow. I actually played more mobile games than I've ever played in the last week because the couch and the bed were it. So, I downloaded some little, matching Candy Crush type things like Gummy Bash and Candy Whiz or whatever the hell.
That reminds me, because I was doing pretty much the same thing when I was laid up for a few days, and I downloaded Star Trek Timelines, which I'm not like a huge Trekkie, but I've always enjoyed Star Trek, and it's a pretty addictive, time-wasting mobile game. I was really surprised because I thought it was just going to be something kind of kitschy and like pick it up, put it down, but I played some more today, and it's getting to be a problem.
Yeah, I did download that Run Mario thing, but
you did?
I only played it like once.
Exactly. Same here. Like I picked it up, I played maybe 15 minutes of it, and then I was like, okay, that was fun. So I haven't
Yeah.
tried it again yet, but I didn't think there was anything bad about it.
Yeah. I think
I
part of
just
it
didn't
was
want to run into the paywall and get mad, so I just quit.
Is there actually a
Yeah.
paywall in it? Because I haven't
I've
played
heard
enough.
there is.
Okay.
yeah. Like I think there's because I watched the guys at GT Live, the Game Theorist channel, played through it, and they were mentioning that it's like you can pay like $10 to get extra features or something like that, but like there were a lot of people don't like paying a bunch of money like that for a mobile game. But the way that they
Yeah.
were saying it wasn't really a mobile game; it was a Mario game on mobile. So
Yeah.
that's how they justified it. But I'm sure that's where a lot of the conflict is people are saying, well, it's a mobile game. I don't want to pay $10 for a mobile game or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm sure.
well, to each his own. I'm actually kind of skeptical whether or not it would even run on my phone because my phone is the Samsung POS.
Well, I was actually playing it on this iPad Air thing that I've got
Yeah.
for free from somewhere.
Cool.
Well, as long as you've got the Samsung don't explode, you're good.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. But over on my side, Christmas was pretty uneventful. We did our typical celebration over at my grandparents' place. Had tons of food, bunch of presents. Watched Christmas Vacation like we do every year. So
Nice.
nothing really out of the ordinary there. Christmas Day, I was able to kind of continue our family tradition as well of going to the movies, and I finally got to see Rogue One.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it.
Good.
The one problem I had was the fact that the showing that we went to was in 3D, and I don't think that 3D was really all that good. It was actually usually I'm okay with 3D, but for whatever reason, this one in particular was really disorienting.
Really?
And
I mean,
yeah,
there was a lot going on.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just like the type of glasses and the seat that I was in, but it was actually like pretty difficult to focus in on things. So I do want to go see it again at some point, but I would just see it in the regular theaters.
Right.
But it still was really good movie, and I like the fact that it's a departure from the trilogies, but still in the same universe, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
So
I
some
would
of
agree.
the differences, like not having the opening crawl, kind of distinguishes it as such, which I think was actually really cool.
Yeah, I don't think that really detracted from the experience at all. I think that was pretty awesome.
I actually think not having the crawl actually helped it to a degree because it's in the Star Wars universe, but it's not our Star Wars characters. It's not our trilogy characters.
Yeah, yeah.
So need to differentiate a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah.
New Year's was also very low key for my wife and I, or wife and me. Sorry, grammars.
Good enough.
Yeah, we went out to dinner. We came home and I played video games for a couple hours, and then we slept, and that was it. No parties. I had a couple drinks when we went out to dinner, but that was about it. But we both really needed the sleep because the past week at work was insane. After Christmas, people had money, people had time off, kids were out of school, they had gift cards, so everyone decided to go to the Olive Garden that week. And it was pretty crazy. Although, for whatever reason, this past Monday, 2 days ago, was even more insane. I think because it was the last day that people had off of work and such, and wanted to get that last hurrah back before they had to go back to work. And give you an idea of how crazy it was, we have a projected number of guests that they think we're going to have for that throughout the day. That projection was about 650 guests for Monday. By the end of the day, we were well over 1,000. So
wow,
it was
Just
an
crazy.
insane day. Like there were points where we had like 45-minute waits during lunch, which is unheard of. And that wait just continued on until about half an hour before close. So it was crazy. Fortunately enough, I just had to be there for lunch, so I didn't get stuck with a lot of it. But But now it's starting to get back to normal, which is nice. Oh,
well, that's good at least.
Yeah, definitely. On the gaming front, I'm burning out a little bit on Darkest Dungeon, just because I'm getting to the lengthy grinding phase. Which, granted, it's still a really fun game. I still really enjoy developing my characters and everything like that. But it's just the way that I play it just kind of drags it out a little bit because I'm a little bit obsessive about getting every little nuance of all my characters. So it's just burning out a little bit of it, a little bit, burning out a little bit on it. But
Yeah.
I actually saw recently that they're going to be updating it at some point this year. That it'll give it an extra mode. I believe they call it like Radiant mode or something like that, which is supposed to cut down on some of the extra grinding, which will be nice. Also picked up. Actually, I think a couple weeks ago, I picked up Tales from the Borderlands, and I really, really want to play that game. But I am restraining myself because A, I want to be able to record it for the show. I want to be able to talk about it on the show. And I also want to record my playthroughs and do a live commentary over them as well, like a lot of Let's Players would, just to go through the game fresh and everything and have that, post that on YouTube and everything. So I've been restraining myself, but I really want to play that
game. It is fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. But that's pretty much everything on my side. So it's time for us to get back to work. And this week we are talking about a relatively, well, it's been out for a couple of years, but it's still, I think, relatively small, is a game called Iron and Ale. And it was designed by Troy Acker and Thomas Song, published by Tableforged LLC. You can find it on tableforge.com for $30. You could probably find it on Amazon as well, but I would suggest getting it at Tableforge. Just support these guys. They do good work, and they're worth supporting. But it is this right off the top. This is a drinking game, pure and simple. So you can obviously, just like with any other drinking game, technically you can play it without alcohol. But what's the point?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you go on their website and you watch their little video, they have a little disclaimer there that says, it played with alcohol. You don't have to, but it is a lot of fun if you play with alcohol.
Yeah. Especially since this is the kind of game where it's like, okay, you set up a night where no one has to go anywhere because A, they're probably going to be hungover depending on what they drink, and 2, they're probably going to be sore.
Yeah.
So
be wrecked. Totally wrecked the next day.
Yeah. So this Iron and Ale, it's a Dwarven inspired drinking game for 3 to 8 players. And players take on the role of these Dwarven lords who are vying to gain the most honor within their clan by mining for gold and iron, fighting monsters in the mountain, and competing against each other in the mead hall. So that's the theme of this. So obviously, the 3 big things that dwarves like doing is mining, fighting, and drinking. So that's the core of the game. Players, the game, once you actually get into the gameplay, it's pretty simple. A lot of it is just reading what the cards say and such. But players start off, they choose their Dwarven Lords at random. Each Dwarven Lord has a different ability you can use, and some of them, you have to pay a resource to activate it to get another roll or something like that. And some of them are you take a drink and you get an effect, things like that. The game takes place in 2 different phases. There are 2 different decks. There's the mountain deck, and then there's the mead hall deck. The mountain deck is the deck you draw from first. Draw a card from that, and the mountain deck consists of either resources, which are gold ingots, iron ore, as monsters, or if you have the King of the Keg Expansion, which I think it actually comes with now, if you buy it. I believe it comes with it now.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to have this as well. It also has ancient relics, which are just items that you can keep for effects later on. You keep the resources. They give you just straight amounts of honor, which is what you're trying to get for this game. Monsters, you fight them immediately by rolling a 6-sided die. If the result of the die is equal to or greater than the monster's strength, it's defeated. You keep it, so you can tally up the honor from it later on. One little caveat to this, though, is during the mountain phase, if you're so bold, you can just choose to fight the red dragon, which is on the bottom of the mountain deck. So once you get through the mountain deck, you're going to have to fight the red dragon regardless. But you can just decide to, okay, I'm going to forego my normal draw, and I'm going to go right to the bottom of the deck, fight the red dragon. And I do not recall, Zach, you actually have the game. If you defeat the red dragon, does the game immediately end?
I think so. Yeah, I think you just win.
Okay.
It just ends, and then people. I'd have to check the rules, because either it just ends and then that guy wins for fighting the red dragon, or it ends and everybody tallies up their honor and then that person wins. I think that they tally up the honor, because the red dragon is worth, like, has an actual honor value. So
yeah.
On the card.
So just to reiterate, I don't actually own the game, and it is very difficult to find the rules online. They're not widely published or whatnot. So this is what I've gathered from actually watching like how-to videos and everything on how to play it. And actually, we did get a chance to play it a couple months ago up north at the cottage, but we were actually playing with different rules for whatever reason. I'm not sure.
House rules.
Yeah, apparently. Because the way we played it, you drew 2 cards from the mountain deck, and if either of them were a monster, you would fight the monster and your turn would end. You wouldn't even draw a Mead Hall card. So, and then if you drew 2 resources, you would get a Mead Hall card and everything, but that's not, from what I've gathered, that's not the official way of playing.
Well, it might not be now, but see, our printing of it was like first edition. And because we got it, I believe we picked it up the year it debuted.
Really?
And they were like, yeah, as far as I recall, I'm not 100% certain. I do remember the website. See, now I'm looking up the website right now just to double check. I do remember the website being, because we checked it right after we picked it up, it was totally different than it is now when we got it, and it was very much like kind of thrown together.
Yeah.
And I do know, because we played it, and we played it via the rules, and we had some questions, and we went and asked the dudes at Gen Con, and they were like, oh, just fight about it. And we were like, okay. And then that's how it happened. But okay. Yeah, I think in the rules that I have, it does say you draw twice.
Okay.
And then if you fight something, your turn ends.
Okay, because yeah, from what I was getting from all of their videos on their own website and review videos and stuff like that, it was just you drew 1 card, and regardless of what it was, then you would draw a Mead Hall card as well. So that's. So
I mean, I like that better, but.
Yeah, because then you actually get to the Mead Hall no matter what.
Right.
But so there might have to be an errata to this episode once we've actually like get the rules and everything. But
sure.
From what I've gathered from their official site, without actually having the official instructions in front of me, this is how they played it on their official site. So we'll just go with this for now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Getting back to actually playing the game, you have your mountain phase. You can draw a card from that or fight the red dragon. After that is the Mead Hall phase, which is the other deck that you have. Players draw a card from that, and those consist of either challenges or follies. Follies are used by the player later on. Challenges are usually physical in nature. You have to challenge someone to one of these crazy things. Like a couple of examples are like the Dwarven Kiss, where you choose another one of the Dwarven Lords to slap you across the face.
That's like the classic example.
Yeah. You have the Dwarven Handshake, where you challenge another Dwarven Lord to an arm wrestling contest. But I remember when Zach was first describing this game to me, the one challenge that he described that made my wife fearful for me playing this game was the Dwarven Foot Race.
Oh yeah.
The Dwarven Foot Race, you have to race each other on your knees. and my knees are arthritic
Shot.
and terrible. So, and I actually value the ability to walk. So, one of the other things that's kind of nice about, actually jumping ahead of myself a little bit, but so those are some examples of some of the challenges. Some of the other challenges are there are a lot that aren't physical as well. So like you have the what was the one we had where you had to describe like the Dwarven King or something like that. You had to do an impersonation of the Dwarven King. You had to come up with this, epic story of your adventures and everything like that. So there are a few non-physical challenges as well, but a lot of them are physical and a lot of them are painful.
Wow, storytelling while drunk. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, definitely. But so there's a couple little facets of each of the cards as well. The monsters and the challenges all have an honor value and a drink penalty. Monsters that you've beaten and challenges that you've succeeded at are kept, and their honor values are tallied up in the end of the game. Whoever has the highest amount of honor at the end of the game wins. So you want to try to get these challenges and defeat these monsters to gather that honor. Also, having gold ingots and iron ore gives you honor as well. But there's what's that?
I said it's a very dwarven thing. Yeah, it's very honorable.
Yeah, exactly. But and the other thing is, if for the other side, the drink penalty, if the player is defeated by the monster or fails a challenge, they incur the drink penalty. So they have to take a certain number of swigs of whatever their drink is. One thing that is actually really nice, though, is the fact that if you get one of those challenges that you really just don't want to do, you can just voluntarily take the drink penalty to avoid the challenge. The honor doesn't go to anyone else. You just, nope, I'm not going to accept the challenge. I'm just going to do the drink penalty, and that's it. Which is exactly what I did when that Dwarven Foot Race card came up when we played. I was just like, nope, just taking my drink. So
that was smart.
Yeah, definitely. Because even you youngins had hurt knees by the end of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny it. It hurt.
Yeah. But basically this is how the game is played until the mountain deck is depleted. Or if someone defeats the red dragon, which is at the bottom of the deck anyway. So when someone defeats the red dragon, pretty much the game ends. And then the player with the most honor wins. Something else I forgot to mention in the show notes is with the King of the Keg expansion, it adds those ancient relics. It also adds one specific boss monster, which is the Mountain King. And they have this feature where one of the players is actually the Mountain King. It gives them a couple different special abilities that they can do once per turn. And it can be particularly interesting. That's another random feature. But so a couple tales of the game. Like I said, we got to play it a couple months ago when we went up north to Size Cottage.
Yep.
And I remember my shining moment in that game was one of the challenges we had to finish whatever drink we had while standing on one foot. Now, when I got that challenge, I had literally just opened my can of beer. So, there are certain challenges where the drink penalty is you have to just finish your beer. This was one of them. And I had literally just opened this can of beer, and all of a sudden I got this challenge. It's like, great, I have to chug this entire beer while standing on one foot. And you know what? I killed it. My throat burned like hell, but I killed that challenge.
It looked very, very painful.
Yes. And granted, I think it was a little worse for my opponent, which was Dan's wife, Elise, because she ended up spitting out half of her beer.
She could have drank out of it. Hey, yeah, you can always drink out of a challenge.
That's true too.
It's just that,
and the other thing was she was the Dwarven King, and one of the features they have is they can just make someone else take the challenge in their stead. But she chose to do it anyway. So anyway,
hey,
I feel I kind of feel bad because I kind of beat up on her in that challenge. But,
it's the way the game goes, man. We all knew what we were getting into.
yeah.
She had seen it before. She'd played it before. It's fine.
Yeah. And then, like, the other random thing. So, one of the other things about the Dwarven King is if you defeat the Dwarven King in a challenge, you become the new Dwarven King. So, I became the Dwarven King after that. And one of the challenges later on was they had to do an impersonation of the current Dwarven King. And
oh, right.
One thing that had been like a running gag in that game for me was whenever I would pull the Dark Elves from the mountain deck, there was like 3 or 4 times where I would fight them. Mind you, they only have like a strength of 3, something like that. I lost like high. 4 times to them.
Of course.
So as one of them did this impersonation of like hiding behind the couch from the Dark Elves and everything, and it's like, dang it. But
I think that was Dan.
Yeah, it was Dan. We had the Dwarven foot race. We had Dan tried to take 11 punches to the shoulder or something like that. I think that's what he bet.
He didn't make it though, did he?
Yeah, but that's what his bet was. Like, was 11 punches to the shoulder.
Yeah,
that was only one. Another.
Who was Sai is the only person I know that actually survived that without flinching.
Jeez.
I can't remember how many he took. It was like 13 or something.
And
his arm swelled
That's
up.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, his upper arm was like black and blue, like deep purple actually for like 3 weeks. There must have been like internal bruising. It was pretty bad, but he didn't flinch. He did not flinch.
Yeah, but that's one of the challenges is the Dwarven Lords bet to see how many punches to the shoulder they can take without flinching or reacting to it. And Dan bet 11, and I think he got to like 9 before he flinched.
Yep.
Oh, which even that is crazy. I remember there was the one challenge that Zach that you took where you had to try to do a plank with someone sitting on your back.
Oh, I was just so cocky and full of myself.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, you were.
I was just beers in. I was deep in my cups at that point, and made a mistake.
Yeah, because you chose the person who is like literally the heaviest one of us all to sit on your back.
I chose the biggest guy. I was like, I can do this. I've been working out, even though I hadn't really been working out, and it didn't work. It almost worked. Okay, so I had him lifted up in the plank position. Everything was good, and then Dan was like, "Hey, man, you got to lift your legs up if you're sitting on his back," and he did, and I crashed to the ground.
Oh yeah,
in pain.
Yeah, it just even looked painful.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. I have done that challenge before and succeeded, just not with that man on my back. It was somebody else.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, there's a lot of physical challenges and everything. So this is definitely one of the more rowdy of games that we would probably have on the show. It's definitely not for everyone, but if you're just crazy enough to try it, it's actually a lot of fun. Again, involves a lot of drinking, lots of physical activity and stuff. So,
but don't be dissuaded by that fact that it involves a lot of drinking. If you're not someone who drinks, we regularly play it with our buddy Sai, who we've mentioned on multiple occasions here. He doesn't drink a lick. At all, actually. In fact, we have like a house rule with him where he gets cheesed. He always have like a box of Cheez-Its, a really big one, and every time we'd have to drink, he has to eat a whole handful of Cheez-Its. So he's stuffing himself.
Man.
Throughout the entire. Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious. But
which I think is even worse than actually drinking beer, because just trying to shove a handful of Cheez-Its in your mouth and trying to eat those as quickly as possible. Oh man,
getting totally cheesed. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you don't have to play it with alcohol, but it is probably a little bit more entertaining.
Well, you can probably take more punches.
Yes, I was gonna say it helps to lubricate the challenges. It helps to get you through them, unless you're crazy.
But yeah, this is kind of one of the games where, like I said, you just set aside a night where you don't have, like, the next morning you don't have to do anything, so you can have time to recover, and then just like put all your all your impulses for bad decision making into this one game and just get it out of the way then. I think that's probably the best context for this game.
So a way to redirect angry drunks, just
make a game out of it. Just segment it off in your life and make a game of it.
Sure.
But overall, it's still just really fun to play it, just in general. So even if you're not the kind of person who would like to do the physical challenges, just watching other people do the physical challenges is entertaining for me. So, but any other notes from either of you?
Play it. It's good. It's fun. And it's good fun. Now, like you did say before, it does take planning. It's not a game that I've ever like sat down and been like, oh, I'm gonna have some friends over and we're gonna play this. No, we usually like plan it like weeks in advance. And it's when we're going out somewhere and we're gonna be gone. So
like it's a great game for when you go out to the cottage and you don't plan on doing anything but drinking and sleeping anyway. Yeah.
And if you're an apartment dweller, you might want to consider finding another place to play it, just because it'll get loud.
Seems like a good post-Ren fair festivity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's again one of the more rowdy and boisterous of the games we'll talk about in this show, but it's still nonetheless really fun to play. At least at the point that you're playing it. You might regret it later on, but it's still pretty fun when you're actually in it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But on that note... and let's see if you guys can do better than you did last time, which...
We can.
Yeah. All right, so, you know the rules. You got to agree on the answer, and, we'll go from there. All right, but question number 1. How much honor do you gain from accepting the Dwarven Kiss challenge? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5 honor?
I think it's 3.
I was going to say it was higher than that, because that's a pretty nasty challenge.
But I think the punching is 5.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Given putting that in perspective... Yes, I think you're right. I think it is 3.
So you're both agreeing on 3?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It is incorrect. It actually is 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for a slap?
Well, it's a slap across the face. The punches are in the arm. Slap, I don't know. That's just what I found. All right. Question number 2. How many unique Ancient Relic cards are added with the King of the Keg expansion? Is it 5, 6, 7, or 8? This is unique Ancient Relic cards. Not total Relic cards, but unique cards.
I mean, I feel like there was a lot of relics.
Is just added in the expansion?
Yes.
Well, there are no relics in the base game.
Yeah, the relics are from the King of the Keg expansion.
Yeah, the relics are totally in the expansion. So,
okay.
Yeah.
How many relics? Basically, you're asking how many relics does the expansion add?
Yeah, how many unique relics?
But you're like not talking about doubles. I see what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah.
Because
there's multiples of many of them, or at least a few of them.
What do you think? Like 7?
6 or 7. I like 7. 7's a good number.
All right, both agree on that?
Sure.
That is incorrect. It's 8.
Damn it.
I think it's 10 total cards, but 8 unique relics, I think is what it is. Okay, question number 3. How many drinks do players need to drink when one faces the Mountain King? So when the Mountain King comes up, all the players need to drink right off the bat. How many drinks do they need to drink? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Um,
Come on, it had to have happened to you.
it did, but like it was a while ago, and also we were drinking.
And everyone has to? So
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as the Mountain King comes up and someone has to fight it, everyone has to drink immediately.
I'd think it would be like 4, because 2 is kind of a standard. A lot of things make you drink 2, right?
I don't know. I mean, usually when it's like an entire table has to do something, it's not. They try not to. You don't drink like a ton. But what were your numbers again? 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, or 4.
I don't know. We've been wrong every time, and we've been guessing low. You want to guess high? You want to guess 4?
I don't think we've been guessing low.
Well, I mean, every single time it's been like the high number. Unless you think he's throwing us for a loop now. I don't have time to debate the psychology of Sean.
Yeah, that would be a entire series on its own.
This episode.
Maybe 3? I don't know. What do you think?
Sure, let's go with 3.
3 it is. 3 it
Both
is.
agreeing on 3 then? That is correct. It is
Yes.
3 drinks right off the bat for the Mountain King.
Excellent.
All right, question number 4. What is the drink penalty for losing to the Mountain King? So you have a drink. You have to take a drink immediately when it shows up. This is the drink penalty if you lose to the Mountain King. Is it 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Oh boy. Well, 3 seems fair, but 6 is kind of like if you lose, you go into the table, right?
Yeah, that's a lot though. I don't
That's
know.
a lot.
5 maybe? You said 5, right? 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Correct.
I mean, even 5 is a lot though.
Now keep in mind, there's only 2 boss level creatures in the deck. I think there's the Mountain King and the Red Dragon. So it is still a big deal.
It's significant. It's
yeah.
significant.
Could be a game ender, one way or another.
I say we go with 5. Let's try it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, agreeing on 5. That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yay.
so the drink penalty for losing to the Mountain King is 5. All right, last question. Question number 5. Including the Kickstarter bonuses, how many Dwarven Lords are in Iron and Ale and the King of the Keg expansion? Is it 16, 17, 18, or 19?
How many lords?
Yes, how many Dwarven Lords between Iron and Ale and the King of the Keg expansion,
Oh, total.
plus the Kickstarter bonuses?
Oh God.
Wow.
Well, I have the Kickstarter bonuses for some reason, even though I wasn't a Kickstarter.
Well, you met them at Gen Con.
I did.
So-
Maybe that is something to do with it.
That's probably why they had a couple extras there or something.
They just threw them in, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one of the cards signed by the guys too. I don't know why we didn't ask for it. It was like just one piece of iron signed by them. I don't know. 18. I mean, this is just a total guess because I can't. I have no idea. I've never counted them up. In fact, I don't even know all of the names of all of them because we didn't play as all of them.
Yeah.
What was it? 16, 17, 18?
Yep, 16, 17, 18, or 19.
I mean, 18 is a nice round number. It's got a 1 and an 8. Divided
1
by
isn't
2.
round.
Right, but I mean, like that. It does have those 2 digits. You know. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you. 18. It is.
18
That's-
it isn't.
Shut up.
It's
Damn it.
16.
Damn.
There's 10 Dwarven Lords in the base game. There's 5 more in the King of the Keg expansion, and there's 1 Kickstarter bonus.
Nah.
But regardless,
tried.
you still did better than you did last episode.
Yeah.
You
And I
got
feel
2
good
of
about
them
that
right.
because I like Iron and Ale.
Yeah. Again,
And you remembered more
granted
than you thought you
is
did.
yeah. Granted, it's not a game we get to play very often. So,
Right.
but all right. Like I said, though, you still did better than last time. So, all right. But on that note, keeping the show a little bit shorter. It is a pretty simple game to go through, so shorter episode today. But yeah, everyone, thank you for joining us. If you find value in our show and would like to support us, you can at part-time. Or you can. Dang it! Oh, there goes the streak.
Yeah, it's okay.
He didn't even burp.
Oh, well, give him time.
Yeah. All right. If you'd like to support us, you can at patreon.com/parttimegamers or by giving us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you'd like to contact us, you can with our email, parttimegamers.cast@gmail.com, or on Twitter at PTGcast. You can find me on Twitter at Cyrenex or on battle.net with the battle tag Cyrenex number 1996. You can find the show and the rest of my work at caffeinducedproductions.com. Ember, where can people find you?
I can be found at 9 of 12 on Twitter. My BattleNet tag is 9 of 12, number 1102. And you can also find me at geekgrills.com.
And Zach?
You can find me on BattleNet with the battle tag. Is it still battle tag? It is, isn't it? They haven't changed that yet.
Yeah, they haven't changed the Blizzard tech yet. So
it's probably, I haven't logged in so long. Battle tag is Zachalith number 1466. Someday I'll be comfortable enough to just share my Steam name and all that fun stuff where I actually am online and can be found, but that day is not today.
Yeah, we'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
But everyone, until next time, we are the part-time gamers. Why words? We are the part-time gamers clocking out.